Now, I'm not sure if we're heading into a recession, but here's some advice from a guy who's bought a few small businesses. After watching this video, I can confidently tell you that if this is your first acquisition, buying a turnaround company is probably not a good choice. In fact, for 99% of you, it is a terrible choice. But let's hear what this guy has to say.
The upcoming recession is going to be a massive buying opportunity. So I wanted to share a couple of lessons I learned from buying small businesses. First things first, don't do a turnaround. The very first company that I bought was an ad agency, and it was a turnaround situation. The revenue was falling, clients were leaving, the work that we were doing was no longer relevant. I decided to join the company. Eventually I took over the company and I bought the company, and I structured a deal that was a good deal overall, but ultimately if I were to go back in time, I wouldn't have done the deal, because when you think about a stock, let's say a stock drops 50% in value. Well, in order to go back to the original value, you have to gain by 100%. So it's actually more work to go into a turnaround situation.
Setting the value of the company aside, the value of the company is much harder to come back from. But what's more hard is dealing with negative revenue, dealing with churn, dealing with employees leaving, with customers leaving, having to sell, having to market, having to run operations. All of those things are incredibly complicated parts of entrepreneurship. And you're throwing salt in the wound when you buy a business that is already upside down, and maybe this is your first run at it. So my suggestion to you is to find a company that is stable and cash producing, where you can add value and not have a gun to your head in order to make decisions.